Hey guys, it's Zuri and I'm back with another video. So, before I begin, let me just address the elephant in the room. My background is a little bit different because I moved. And me moving is also the reason why I haven't filmed anything. It's just been a pretty hectic couple weeks. But hopefully I'll be able to film a little bit more. And yeah, I also have a bit of a new setup. So if the lighting looks weird, if the sound sounds weird, I am sorry. I'm just working with it as I go. This is the first time I'm using any of the stuff that I have. So anyhow, and today I just wanted to talk about the Webtoon contest, which has been done for just over a month now. They announced the winners on August 12th. I just want to say congrats to everybody who won. I wasn't able to read through every gold, bronze, silver winner or any of the runner-ups. I didn't read through everything, but I read through some of them, and so I wanted to make a video basically talking about the things that I noticed, like the common trends I noticed in winners, things that I think might help other people, including myself, win. Because if you couldn't tell by the title, I didn't win, but it's all good. I was going into this knowing that it would be a learning experience either way. So yeah, I am happy that I still competed because I was able to put my story out there, and I learned some things that I'll be able to use in my next Webtoon. So yeah, this video isn't going to be the most structured video on the planet just because my brain has been all over the place for weeks. So structure, what is it? So I'm just going to be kind of talking about the things that I noticed. And yeah, this is kind of like the finale, I guess, of my little Webtoon series, but hopefully if you're watching this, it'll be helpful to you. So yeah, let's just get on into it. So the first thing that I noticed for people that won, like I said, I didn't read through every single story and I didn't get to look at all of the contestants or whatever, but something that I do think that will help people to win is that if they have an established audience already. And by this I mean they just have put out stories before, they have people who are reading their work, and so when they're entering this contest, they're promoting it on their other stories. So it's bringing their existing readers over to this new story. And if you add this already established audience with new people that are just reading contest submissions, then you get double the amount of views and you have better chances of winning. Now this isn't a bad thing. It's not to say that you could be a new author that's never published a story before and not get a lot of traction. That happens too. It's kind of like YouTube. If you've been doing it for a while, your viewers come back to you. You're likely to get more views on the videos you post than if you just started your channel. But that's not an end-all and be-all rule. There will be exceptions no matter where you look. But it's something that I think would help if you entered the contest with a couple stories under your belt and an audience that really enjoyed your work. Also, a really active social media presence, promoting your stories on Instagram, on Twitter, just promoting your art in general. And this isn't to say that if you have never published your story before, you shouldn't enter a contest. In fact, entering a contest without having an established audience will still help you to build your audience, because there will still be people who find your story through the contest, like your work, and want to come back to see more. Which is why what I'm planning to do, and what I encourage other people to do, is if you're a new Webtoon author whose first story might have been your submission for the Webtoon short story contest, the next story that you put out, you should promote on that same story. Just make a new post, say, hey, authors note, I have a new story, check it out. Because people who already subscribed to your Webtoon contest entry might not have unsubscribed. I most likely won't, and will see that new post, and if they're interested, will go to your new story. And so that's how you build your audience. By no means is it don't enter a contest if you've never written a story before, And it's not saying that if you've never written a story before and this is your first time, you won't get traction. It's just saying have an established audience might help. But as I've already as I've already stated, there will be exceptions to any rule. Second main thing that I noticed about some of the winners, keep in mind, I only read like 3 stories out of like, I don't even know how many, but just based on what I know of like contests and story writing, hitting the prompt on the head, like hitting the nail on the head, getting that prompt down so that your story really fits neatly into that prompt is really, really important. A couple of the stories that I read that were in the heart category, so they were stories that were supposed to warm your heart, they really did make me go, aww, like that was so cute, or that was just so like touching, you know? And this can be achieved by just kind of understanding what the prompt is asking for. If the prompt is asking for something heartwarming, think about what might be heartwarming for the reader and really go for that. Go for that fluff, go for that warmth, go for something that'll just make you clutch your chest and be like, oh, my heart, my soul. And similarly for the other category, which was the brain. I avoided this because I felt like I wasn't smart enough to come up with something that would really stimulate the brain. But it's not really anything, it doesn't have to be anything too complicated. There's this one story called Ladder or The Ladder. I'm sorry, I'm going off the top of my head here, but it wasn't super complicated, but it made you think because, you know, it's kind of leaving the story up to the audience's interpretation, and I think that's really what the goal of that prompt was. The brain category of the contest were for stories that really made you think and stuck with you afterwards. So hitting that prompt is really important, understanding what the prompt is, and maybe looking for inspiration in other places. So looking at other stories that you feel like fit that prompt, stories that really make you think, really confuzzle you and stick with you long after you read or watched it or whatever, or stories that really touched you and made you go, oh, you know, I think you get my point. So those were the two main things. Having an established audience / promoting your work, and also really nailing that prompt. There are lots of other things, and as I said with the whole audience thing, it's not just a one rule fits all. There are so many other things that come into play, and like sometimes life is just that you can kind of take a shot at something and it takes off right away. Other times you really have to work at it, and oftentimes you really have to work at it, but it's okay at the end of the day. So yeah, that's my little video. Like I said, not the most structured thing, but I hope it was concrete enough. You don't know how many times I filmed this video, like before I moved, so like I could have it to edit so that I wouldn't have to, you know, try and film. But like I just couldn't get my words out for some reason. The words are flowing today. I feel good about the things that I've said. But if you have any tips or tricks that you think might help other people win in other future Webtoon contests or any other kind of story writing contest, please leave said advice in the comment section down below. If you were a contest winner, maybe share some tips and tricks that you used in the comment section down below. And also, I feel like it's important to note that winning isn't everything, okay? And the goal for me wasn't to win, but it was to learn and to grow, and that's what I'm trying to share with you guys. But yeah, I do plan on writing more Webtoon stories and just storytelling in general, whether it's through music, through these videos here, or whatever. I will be storytelling. in some capacity. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for more videos. Subscribe if you feel like you want to see more of my beautiful face. And I will see you at some point in the future. Bye-bye.